apologize if I have seemed to have, kind of regulated a lot of the ways you'd wish to express yourself. But then I'm also ensuring that what it is we say here does not incite, hit up, or stir up anything that will be counterproductive to our overall security and freedom that we continuously or easily get to throw and say, oh, I have the freedom. But then also know that the rights and freedom you have must not, emphasis on not, erode or encroach into the rights and freedom of another person. Okay? So I hope we'll have that understanding. But Confession Tuesday is up next. And I hope with that session, we'll be able to calm our nerves. It's 2:23 p.m. and you're still on the sunny side. 95.1 Nigeria Info Abuja with Amazing on the microphone. And I'll be back in a short while. when we talk about dialogue and the freedom of expression, it has to come with respect and acknowledgement to authority. So I'm just going to leave it there and move on to the Confession Tuesday. So this is the time where I'm hoping we could come together as friends and share, speak and talk about the, personal issues or burdens or challenges that has, in a way, you would love to have other opinions and advice that would help you. Okay? So please feel free to do so at this time. And I acknowledge your presence, Henry from Kubwa. I do apologize if you are offended in any way. And yes, the orientation you spoke about, I will pay attention to that. Thank you very much, Henry. So, Confession Tuesday is on about this time. 0700-951-0000. The second number, 009-597-4869. WhatsApp, 009-993-0137. And it will be beautiful to have us all come together as a family to share and lend our voices of advice, opinions, and, direction that would help one another to be able to navigate whatever complications or intricacies they experience individually. And that's what it is. Hello. I hope you're there. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Abraham.
Abraham, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Gabi area.
Okay. So, Abraham, what do you want to share with us on Confession Tuesday?
I will continue with the topic of you change another one.
Oh, yes, we're done with that one.
Okay.
Yes.
So, what's the next?
It's Confession Tuesday, where we share whatever personal issues or burdens we have to get some advice and opinions that will help.
Okay. That's a good one. I think my problem, the burden everyone I'm facing right now is a burden that I believe makes 10 minutes of people tell you about it, which is economy problem we're passing through. Things are very difficult and people are
I can hardly make out what you're saying. Could you speak up a lot more, please?
Okay, the burden I'm passing through now is basically the economic situation. It has become a very heavy burden on us, and the number of liability has increased, both from the rural and urban area. People calling left and right, those who are taking care of themselves, find it difficult. Some of us who are government workers find it difficult to take care of the little ones that are under us. So we are begging the government to do something about it. A lot of us can't even afford going to work at the moment due to the high cost of fuel and transportation. So it has become a general burden to every Nigerian at the moment. Fuel now is 1,370 naira. It's quite a difficult one. Going to work is difficult. Feeding is difficult. So the government should look into it and really to help now. Thank you.
Okay. Abraham, thank you so much, Mr. Abraham. Great hearing from you. All right, so let's keep it coming. And yes, it's all about hearing what it is that you are dealing with. When I say dealing, I'm also talking about also us having it in perspective. So personal issues, dilemmas, complications, situations or challenges that you would love or you would need help with regards advice and perspectives that would help you navigate the situation a lot better. For instance, last week, we did the best we could to help one of us who was anonymous, share his problem regarding the fact that he has a wife that seems dissatisfied, even though he's trying his best to make ends meet. Okay, that was one. And then we had another situation of a man who was in a dilemma with a lady that he had been dating for about 2 years. And at some point, when he decided to take the relationship a step further by proposing to her to be his wife, well, her character changed. And, changed to the point that she is intentionally avoiding him, regulating his access to her, communication, and even seeing each other. And he was asking what that could mean and what to do about the situation. And then there was another person, and one of the men in the uniform who had reached out, anonymous as well, to share a dilemma he's also having concerning a woman he recently got personal with, and only to find out that she is the ex-wife of a good friend of his, but has intentionally, for reasons best known to her, hidden that fact away from him. All he knows is that, yes, she has 2 children, but has never and has not been willing to speak about the father or to speak about the situation or circumstance around her relationship with the father of the children. But he finds out as in a turn of coincidence, that the ex-husband or her ex-husband happens to be a very good friend of his who just recently opened up to him about the issue he's having with his estranged wife and how it's affecting his relationship with his children. So yes, things like that are what we're interested in. And then I think we had another one who was talking about his wife or girlfriend, his wife actually, dealing with addiction, and had been taking some steps to help her to the extent of taking her home to be with her family, and at some point only to be informed that she had gone out of the country. How she traveled to one of the African countries and how she's doing psychologically, he has no idea about it. The parents or the family seems to be having the whole thing shrouded in secrecy and wouldn't want to tell the man about what is going on with his wife, who, has, been a bit inconsistent psychologically. So yes, things like this are what we are concerned about on, the Confession Tuesday, and it'd be great to hear yours. Well, we've received our first one that says, please, I need some advice. How do you help a woman who is always angry within herself? There is no time you see her smile or have any form of joy within her. She's always waiting for her husband to do different things to make her happy and constantly looking for validation. And when he fails, she gives him trouble that he doesn't care nor love her. So let me take that again. So we have this anonymous message that says, please, I need help on how to handle a woman who's always angry and doesn't seem to have joy. It's always difficult. It's difficult to see her smile and always wants her husband to do different things to please her and make her happy, and constantly requires validation from the husband. But at any time he's unable to do so, she gives the husband trouble and doesn't care and accuses him of not caring nor loving her. What can he do? Okay, so that's quite an interesting one to share, and I do appreciate it, whoever you are who sent this across. And yes, also know that there is the therapy session tomorrow where we're also going to be having our relationship coach speak about it as well, to also give some sort of professional context to it to help us. But today, you are very welcome to also offer your advice, as would help this anonymous person who has sent this concern about how to navigate the situation he's experiencing with his wife, where she's constantly demanding or needing him to make efforts and sacrifices to make her happy and constantly looking for validation. And in cases where he's unable to do so, begins to accuse him of not caring or loving her. Fortune, are you still here with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. But when you listen to that,
Okay.
one will wonder, could we say that's just a regular female thing where we just, when we know someone likes us or loves us, we just try to push the goalpost further or push the benchmark higher till there's nothing else to push? Or is this actually a problem?
That's part of it. But then your happiness shouldn't depend on anybody.
Are you talking about the man or the
About
woman?
the woman.
Okay.
You know, maybe the man should try talking to her, find what makes her happy, because you can't be the only one that makes her happy. You know, maybe she should find hobbies or something she really loves, something she's interested in. She should start doing things like that. It's going to help. Yeah, don't just put your happiness on someone. What if the person is not there? Okay, if the man is not in the picture, what will now happen?
Wouldn't she move on?
So she should just look for things,
Okay.
other things that can make her happy.
All right. Okay, so what do you have to say? But then still, no, we're still hearing more of your confessions. But if you want to lend a voice of advice to our anonymous husband who needs us to advise him on how to deal with the issues he's having with his wife, where she seems always displeased and, you know, always has him under pressure to do different things to make her happy and constantly constantly give validation. And when he's unable or fails to do so, the wife ends up giving him trouble and accusing him of not caring or loving her. So, but if you also have your issues or challenges, well, that you'd need an advice or an extra perspective that would help you sort out or figure out the situation, please feel free to share as well. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Oh, I'm sorry about that. The number still remains 070 951 0000. The other number is 080 597 4869, and WhatsApp is 009 993 0137. That's WhatsApp to send in your messages across. Hello.
Good afternoon, Auntie Amazing.
I greet you, sir. Welcome.
Okay, please, I want to remain anonymous.
Okay.
Am I allowed? Okay.
Yes, you are. You're very allowed.
Okay. See, I have two issues, but one of it is the one that Anonymous just spoke about, but in inclusiveness. Let me add, you see, yeah, this woman also, like, you have to do or spend your money before she can show that she really likes you. Before you can start displaying a kind of love, like play with you, render herself, but immediately you don't have the money. She feels her body, her emotion, you feel it from her look, she begins to lose joy, so that you yourself, you won't feel comfortable. That is one. I'm hoping for that one. But my second issue is about how I'm trying to advise.
Hello, sir. Your signal seems a bit unsteady. Could you try moving somewhere else?
Okay, can you hear me better now?
It's a lot better. Thank you so much.
Okay, the second issue is I'm about to even share it, so I don't know if I take it to the What is this? I just went now to have a look.
Okay. Could you try calling back? Could you try calling back? It's still there. I'm so sorry. Just try. All right. I'm really sorry about that. Okay, so I have another message coming in that says, "Good afternoon. I have a 17-year-old child seeking for admission this year, but I want her to learn a skill and seek for admission next year. Although I haven't told her because she's so excited to get into the university, but me wanting her to get a skill first before going into the university, does that make me a bad mother?" Okay. This is an anonymous mother who just needs some perspective about this. So she has a 17-year-old child who is currently undergoing the process to get an admission into the university. But the mother feels it'll be great for her to learn a skill just before she gets into, just before she gets the admission. So is considering maybe deferring her admission journey for next year for her to spend the rest of this year learning a skill. And yet she hasn't told the daughter yet or the child yet, but she's also having this dilemma and is asking, is she a bad mother for her wanting to do so or wanting to make this decision for her 17-year-old daughter? Okay. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, concerning this mother, please, you're not a bad mother. You are not a bad mother. I can tell you that it's my skill that is helping me right now. I know I combine it with, work, but I learned makeup when I was in school, and that's what I'm using to sustain myself now. She might not understand right now because her mates are in school, the whole excitement and everything. But when she grows up, like when she grows to a certain age, she would get to know that you were even doing something that would be of
so she'll be
great
grateful
help. Yeah, she will be grateful to you. So yeah, that's it. You're not a bad mother, please.
Okay. Well, that's Fortune speaking. Hello.
Good afternoon once again.
Oh, okay. Yes, great. You've called back. Go ahead.
Okay, you can hear me better now.
Yes,
So,
yes.
Okay, in addition, this is somebody that, whenever she has, you cannot control her like if I care. So, okay, let do your life. So now I went for the essence that maybe she can be on her own, so maybe to be feeding the children. One thing I'll be paying the loan with my own business. So the encouragement I don't have in her, or the confidence is that whenever she have, you cannot even be able to direct her or to her to come on board that, okay, let's do this resources like this. So I don't have the courage like investing in her. And I don't feel like, don't give me this, teach me, or something like that. So I'm thinking, should I continue with that money, invest it in my own business, or I give it to her? But the thing is that I don't have courage in her, because this is somebody that she can have that money and in a matter of time, I may resort to the person giving money for the feeding again and still paying the loan. So I'm thinking, should I invest in my own business the money and I continue giving her money for feeding? And she will not like complain like the first caller, anonymous, and together simply to be like my own issue.
Okay.
And she always complain that I'm not careful, I'm not caring. You understand? So that is the lady that I pray to now. So I'm thinking, what should I do?
Okay, okay. Hello, sir. Let me come in.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your signal wasn't clear at some point. So I'm trying to connect where this whole started with the question you're asking. So have you taken the loan already, or you are intending to take the loan?
I just fill for the form for the loan. And this is
Okay. Is it possible for you to start from the top about what the issue is?
Okay, what I'm trying to say is that according to the first anonymous person, it's almost the same thing with my own person that you to spend your money. You understand? Before she can show you some kind of strange feeling that you will fall in love with her. But immediately you don't have, she will start holding her body, and even in her expression.
Did you say holding her body?
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
Emotion, both in a reaction. You understand? But this is somebody that whenever you are bringing home, different surprise, you even carry into the extent that you will be wondering that is this person. But immediately, and this is somebody that I think as a kind of work or level of our family, we should be supporting each other. There is no day I can say I can't come home with money and my wife will be there to sustain the home.
Okay.
So if that I'm not there, that means the house is not there. So I'm discouraged about this kind of person that is not like too agile in terms of business or carrying along or being active in like doing business. So I'm thinking, should I invest this money in my own business or I give it to her because it's somebody that because she don't have now, that's why she surrendered to me. But whatever she have, maybe when our work is going on, I cannot even ask her when did you collect your salary. And
but prior, bear with me for butting in. But have you? Because to me, I feel you're trying to experiment. So it's important we understand something. Have you two had this understanding before now, or it's something you just want to try out now?
Yes, ma. This is
Oh dear. Because I'm curious. It's quite a big shot. First, you're taking a loan, and loans are paid with interest. Yes, if I'm correct. And, with what you're saying, the loan is possibly for something, which is probably to invest in your business, to scale it up. And now, because your wife always has this displeased demeanor whenever there isn't money in the home, I'm trying to, I just want to be sure I heard correctly. You're thinking of giving that money to her to make her happy. I'm trying to make sense of it, really. Hello. Okay, well, we lost that one. Yeah, we'll take this one. I see some voice notes coming in. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Jamilu Utaku.
Okay.
You are doing a wonderful job. And your colleague, I want to greet you. It's not easy.
Colleague, they're greeting you.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much. You see, my concern is about the mother. That's whether she's a bad mother because of her daughter. No, it's not at all. She's not a bad mother. But what I want her to do is that whenever you want to take decision, when you have a grown-up daughter, teenager, you carry them along. Because nowadays children are very sensitive. Because she prepare herself further and go to school immediately after her exam. But you and the daughter are not doing the same page. So before you took that decision, like when she is in the SS1, you have to put it in her that whenever you write your exam, before you proceed, I want you to learn a skill which you will going to your life. So that by the time you took that decision, you'll do. But
oh dear, what's going on with our signal today?
That is how we are defeated.
I'm sorry about that. Probably try a call back. Hello.
Hello. Hey, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Chimeze from Gogolada.
Hello, Chimezie.
Yes, how are you today?
Very well. Welcome.
Thank you. I want to make one or two contributions to the program at hand.
Okay.
Yes, the mother that I know is because of this new generation children that made her not to even discuss with the daughter before coming out to ask some questions. Are you hearing me clearly?
Yeah, very well. Go ahead.
So, what she's asking is a normal thing. Nobody knows when he's coming and where he's going. So if that girl has, in the next 9 months, if that girl has a skill, it's an addition to her going to university. So it will help her a long way. And for the man who is asking for how to manage the loan he's going to take, are we together?
Yes, sir. Right here.
It depends on what is his own income. You may like to satisfy your wife taking loan and give to her to be happy because you know you can afford to accept the loan, whether the loan brings back something or not. But if it is a loan, you must take and they recoup from the loan and they return back to where you get it from. Don't try that. No matter how much you try to satisfy a human being, they can never be happy. Anyhow you try, they will see that you need to try more. So I am of the opinion that he should look at what he's doing before getting the loan. If he can be able to get the loan back without touching that same money, I mean from his work, whatever work he's doing, maybe handwork or civil service, if he can afford to get back that same capital, he's going to give to the woman. There's no crime about that. But if he's expecting the wife to handle that money and return it back, he's trying to rope himself in. That is my own, yes. Okay. So that's my own take.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, yes, we're hitting destination point, but let's get to hear some other. I did see some voice notes here, and let's get to take a listen to them at this point.